joining us on this. Just talk us through the reaction there in Lisbon and how much a part of the fabric of the city these funiculars are.
Yes, there is an absolutely huge sense of shock here because the funiculars are so iconic. They are the sort of #1 tourist attraction, either a funicular or the bright yellow trams that tourists want to go to when they come to the city. And they are not only such a symbol of the city, but they're a huge source of revenue for Caris, which is the transport company. So this is something that they would have wanted to avoid at all costs. And it is a huge tragedy and, as I say, very shocking.
Katie, talk to us a bit about the time it happened. So reports say it happened around 6:15. How busy would it have been? We do know it was a very popular tourist attraction, very popular for locals too.
Yes, exactly. This particular funicular, it is very much more used by tourists than locals because it is in a very central, very busy area. It goes from at the top of the hill, you've got a Miradouro, a viewpoint that overlooks the city, close to Bairro Alto, one of the most popular areas with tourists. And then it goes down the hill to Restauradores, a square near to one of the big shopping streets. And even though we are past the sort of peak tourist season of the summer, it's still extremely busy and people queue for a long time to get to go on these funiculars. So I think it will have probably been at full capacity.
And Katie, tell us the latest on the numbers that you are aware of in terms of those killed and injured.
Yeah, so there's 15 fatalities have been confirmed and 23 injured, including a 3-year-old child who was said to be in a stable condition. Only one of the fatalities has been confirmed as Andre Marquez, who was one of the railway operators on the funicular, but they haven't released any of the other fatalities or said who the nationality will be. But it's presumed that there will be a lot of different nationalities because it is, as I say, used primarily by tourists, this funicular.
And Katie, just give us a bit of an insight into the history of this funicular. 140 years old, we believe.
Yes, I think this one was opened in 1885. So they do have a really huge, significant history in the city. And it's quite unique in that it started off as public transport, and they were actually, there was a lot of skepticism about the funiculars and the trams to begin with because they were being electrified and the public were very nervous about them, but then they're a very beloved part of the city, and now they are primarily a tourist attraction. And even though the systems are very old, they are very well maintained. I recently spoke to someone from Caris about this, and they did a huge amount of maintenance. And apparently this was all completely followed and adhered to all the protocols. But unfortunately, it seems that it was a freak accident despite all this maintenance.
And Katie, the government have declared a day of national mourning, haven't they? What might that look like?
Yeah, so it's a day of national mourning and then 3 days of mourning on a municipal scale. The mayor of Lisbon has scaled back the number of appearances that he was due today. There was going to be a book festival that's been cancelled. So it's more, a scaling back of public events.
Katie Wright, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Right, let's have a look.